what is this signing means to Dallas, and what and how like concerning or not concerning is by a comment that he made regarding to the Dallas Cowboys regarding them as not being contenders.
Well, first of all, I gotta see. I gotta do my own research on that comment because I don't believe that he said that.
Okay,
If he was to say that, then that's concerning to say about your team. I mean, that would be concerning for any player to say about any team.
right.
So that's why I don't know if he would actually say something like that. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
real or if that's false or if that was like something he said in the past about the Cowboys.
Probably in the
But
past, yeah.
as far as him signing with the Cowboys, it is something. Um, Von Miller is getting older. He is getting older. He's getting closer to that time to retire. But Von
Mhm.
Miller has also had 9 sacks last season. When you look at the Commanders' defense, they did not generate a lot of pressure last season.
Mhm.
Um, so automatically, that's something that Von Miller can actually do. And you also got to look at this defense. This is a whole new defense. It's not like you're asking Von Miller to be the old Von Miller. We're not asking for prime Von Miller to come out. We're asking for prime Miller to do exactly what he did last year.
Right.
He can come in into a rotation if they need him to. He can only come in on third downs if they need him to. Um, when it came to third downs, they only had 9 sacks the whole entire season. 9 sacks the whole season when it comes to getting sacks on third down. Von Miller had 9 sacks in total. So when you think of it that way, you see that Von Miller still has a lot to bring to the Cowboys. Um, I know that defensive line is not very young. They all are experienced. They're young. Quincy Williams is young. Rashawn Gary is a good age. You still got Kenny Clark. They are all good ages that would show that they're in their prime.
Mhm.
Besides Von Miller, so now you have all these players that's in their prime, and you're adding a veteran presence like Von Miller into that. Um, I think it could be a little scary. Von Miller is playing for his home. That he's from Dallas. I think when you play for home, that always give you a little extra motivation. So I think this is something for sure. If they use Von Miller right, I mean the Cowboys' offense is already scary. On paper, the Cowboys' defense looks scary. I mean, you don't know yet until you see it in person. But if
Right.
they're able to put everything together, especially considering the new talent they have on that defensive line, and they have a new defensive head coach, um, I think it could be scary.
Uh, okay, I feel what you're saying. Um, do I believe this is something? Yeah, but not in the way that people think it is. As I explained on a short video earlier today, um, that is true. Von Miller, he is a productive player. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. Well, I mean, there don't have to be no doubt in my mind. The stats already shown that he is a productive type player. When you look at him having 9 sacks, like Greg was just saying, he had 9 sacks, and he's 37 years old. That's still impressive. Um, obviously he's somebody that can still be used in a team in a squad. Um, do I believe that he's going to make a crazy impact? No, like he was before. No. Um, but like I said, like you said though, he's stepping into a place where it's a lot of young talent in the Dallas Cowboys defense. When you look at like what you said with Garrett and Caleb Downs and Williams and all them other guys, they are young. They they are expecting to be a one of the best defense. But at the same time, you also have to look at from this point of view is that they having brand new coaches, they have brand new personnel, and so it's not really a guarantee that they can be a dominant a team this year. It's not like you had Von Miller for like 2 year deal. You get what I'm saying? Like a 2 year deal or a 3 year deal, and you got guys have time to figure it out because they're young guys. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in from this perspective, I think he's definitely going to benefit. The Dallas Cowboys defense is going to benefit regardless outside of the field and inside of the field, just by his veteran presence. He knows a whole lot. I believe that he's going to teach a lot of the young guys a lot of things that he knows and probably instill in them so they can be great and be better at it. Um, as players and as players, as they keep going in their career, I think as being a mentor is definitely a plus for Dallas, and also to be around Von Miller, who is actually a Super Bowl champion. So a guy that's a guy that's been to the top before, that know what it's like, and to have a successful player like that around your team, um, especially like young guys who are definitely are young and hungry and ready to, go out and play. I definitely think that's definitely a plus. Um, you know, but at the same time, it's like you really don't know what's like what how they're going to utilize him. Like you said before, you said it all depends on how they use him. You know what I mean? They can use him as a rotation player or whatever the case may be, but it all depends on how they use him. And then you also have to figure out that they have a brand new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker, and he is a guy that is, with his background, is helping corners and not the whole defensive like uh side in general. So that's what I'm saying. It's a whole new like term for the Dallas Cowboys. Do I think that they eventually going to be tough? Absolutely. You know what I mean? The pieces that they got in Dallas and their defense is absolutely good. But like I said, it's just when you look at Von Miller, I definitely believe that he's going to make an impact, but not the way the impact people think. Like, oh yeah, this is the missing piece for winning the going in a deep playoff run or going to the Super Bowl, because that's not going to happen. Even if they, you know what I mean. Even if he signed the deal, if fans believe that, that's crazy. But but in general though, this is a move that I feel like he will definitely be productive, but he'll be more of a asset inside, like instilling the young guys, as them being a mentor. That's kind of like how I view it.
See, the only thing with that is like because you keep using the word mentor, it's not a lot of young players on that defense. So who is he mentoring?
I mean, well, you just said that either a lot of people on the defense, either they're on their prime or they're young.
No,
So,
mostly everybody on that defense is in their prime. Only person
well,
that's young is Caleb Williams.
and
I mean,
when
not
I
Caleb Williams, but
Caleb Downs,
yeah, Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is the
well,
only person that's young. So on that, when it comes to that defensive line, I mean, the only person you could say is the boy that came from Boston College. But other than that, nobody on that defensive line or in that defensive line group is young. They're all in their prime.
I mean, well, even if they're on their prime, they're not. I mean, Von Miller's still gonna look at them as like, okay, y'all still. They going to Von Miller is an old guy, so he knows the ins and outs of everything. Now, prime years are probably what they're probably like in their late 20s or something like that. Well, like 27, 28. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Something like that around that time. So Von Miller's 37. So obviously that's like a whole almost 10-year span difference with those young guys. So in the eyes of Von Miller, he's going to be looking at them as the young guys. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I said, you know, while they're in their prime, producing in their prime, it's gonna it's gonna be beneficial to them because they have a guy in Von Miller that knows the ins and outs of everything. That he was already a prime time player, back in his day, and dominating and stuff like that, and show him how to do different things and tricks and everything like that. You know what I mean? To be better. So that things that probably those guys that's on the team don't know how to do. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but my whole thing is if the Cowboys is only a defense away from making a deep playoff push, then how is this move not scary?
because at the end of the day, it all winds up in the hands of Dak Prescott because the defense can be phenomenal. But if you have a $60 million quarterback in Dak Prescott, which by the way is the highest paid quarterback in quarterback history right now, and he cannot produce in the playoffs, that defense is pointless. Well, not pointless, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's
So
like
you're saying you don't think that Dak will produce them?
history has been shown that he can't produce in the playoffs.
No, I'm not talking about history. I'm talking about in the future. I'm talking about right now. You don't think that Dak can produce with what he has?
Yes,
Okay. I can't
you
I
believe
can't
it?
I'm not going to fully agree to that. I'm not going to fully agree to that. I think the combination of CD and George Pickens, I don't know. I think he can do it with that combination. I mean, last year CD
No,
Lamb
I'm
was
not
hurt for
saying.
the good season. Now I know what you're saying. You saying in the playoffs. I was gonna say for the most, CD Lamb was hurt for the most part last year and came back at the end of the year. So I think if he has a full year with CD and George Pickens, I think you could see them make a push in the playoffs.
Now, okay, I'm not saying that they can't make the playoffs. I'm not
No,
saying
no.
that.
You
I
said
think they can make the playoffs with the squad that they got. Huh?
you said Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah, no Super Bowl. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Ain't
can't. I'm
no
not
way.
gonna. I can't say that about the Super Bowl, but I don't think no player makes a difference for the Super Bowl when you pick them up in free agency. I don't think when you be like, oh yeah, this is the move that is gonna make us get to the Super Bowl with any player
That's
until
what
until it happens.
until it happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
you right. I
So
mean,
I ain't gonna say they can't make it to the Super Bowl with the addition of Von Miller, but I do think they can make it further than they have, which is maybe what, second round.
No, he couldn't go past the second round. That was his problem. He couldn't go past the second round.
Yeah, I think they can make it to the third round now.
You talking about the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, I mean if everything goes
Uh,
right, I think they can. I
I
think
mean,
Cowboys already have a top offense. I think
they got the potential to do it because they got the squad, because the roster is tough. You know what I mean?
yes,
When you look at the Cowboys up and down, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real. Part of our slogan is let's talk real. So I'm gonna be real. You feel me? But like I'm gonna be real that like the Cowboys like squad is not a team to be overlooked. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it being with you. You know what I mean? But it's just been time and time again where you see that Prescott can't perform well when the moment really matters. And so I feel like no matter what they do in free agency, like you said, it don't matter what you do in free agency, it doesn't pull the needle for you to say, oh, okay, they're gonna go to the championship or they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. It's all about how you see it. And and I understand that and I believe that. But you know, no, in Cowboys history, it doesn't matter how how much they have, how much you've seen it. It's not going to happen. So it's like what I mean. They'll find a way to screw it up. So it's like that's why I said I don't see them even go to the NFC Championship game. You know what I mean? Even if they have it right. even if they find a way to figure stuff out, to put things together and they be clicking and stuff like that, even in that, they'll find a way to screw up. That's just the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just keeping it mean with
I do agree with JB that they do got a lot of weapons. And then in terms of you, Greg, when you said you don't think Von tips the scale on that defense. I don't think that Von tips the scale on the defense as well. But you also got to consider all the moves that they made on that defense. Rashawn Gary is a move they made on that defense.
you.
Christian Parker is the main move that I'm looking at on that defense. I think
Right.
that defense, Christian Parker
Absolutely.
brings a whole nother element on that defense that we haven't. We're not going. We don't know. Like to me, that's unknown. We
It's a
don't know
question mark.
how. Yeah, we don't know how that defense is going to be because it's getting ran through Christian Parker. But
Right.
the fact that they hired Christian Parker means that they seen something in him. Like you said, Christian Parker is known for developing DBs. I
DBs.
mean,
Right.
got Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is looked at to be a great DB, and I think Caleb Downs can do the same thing that Cooper DeJean did. So that's going to be interesting. And I also think that DBs is the weak spot of the Cowboys defense right now. So
Mm.
if he's able to upgrade the defensive backs, then I think that is something to be a little bit scared of because the defensive line on paper, I mean, on paper they're scary. We haven't seen them
You're
play
right.
against. You feel me? We haven't seen them play together, but Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark has had experience playing with each other because they both come from Green Bay. Quentin Williams is a star at the D tackle position. Von Miller might be old, but he just gave you 9 sacks last season, meaning that he can put up another 9 sack season. The bull from Boston College, he was a second round pick for a reason. Was looked at to be a first round pick, but fell to the second round. So I was like,
Mm.
you talk about this defensive line. The defensive line on paper is good. We just haven't seen it yet.
You're right. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. You know, yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree 100%. You know what I mean? And like you said before, you said Christian Parker. He's known for coaching DBs. He's not known for being an offensive coordinator, calling plays and stuff like that. And so that's a huge big question mark of what the Dallas Cowboys going to end because this is going to be the first time he'll be in a play call. It's going to be the first time him running the whole entire defense, not just DBs. You
Yeah,
feel me?
and
It's
they
not
got
going to lose.
Overstream too. My fault. Yep. They got Overstream and they drafted somebody this year with a first round pick. So I was like, that defense has players on that team that you don't know about. But and yeah, Christian Parker is a new person, but again, it's a reason you hired him. The same way the Eagles hired Sean Mannion. It's a reason you hire him. It's because you believe in him. Christian Parker is not no scrub. I
No,
know he's a first year
I
coach,
don't believe it.
but I do believe that he learned a lot being under Vic Fangio. So I think it could be scary if he learned a.
It's gonna be scary.
You said
You're
what?
right. I say, yeah. From looking from that perspective, you could be right because he definitely took notes.
Yeah,
If you under Vic Fangio and you're not taking notes, then something wrong with you. Something wrong with you, brother. Because Vic Fangio is one of the best, one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. And if you're
yeah,
not taking notes and applying it for your own self, that's crazy. But then also, that's why I'm really looking forward to Philadelphia and the Dallas Cowboys because say if like let's say hypothetically, say if Christian Parker got the defense intact, they rolling, and you know what I mean, and he really doing his thing in Dallas. That's why I'm really looking forward to that clash between Philly and uh and Dallas because it's gonna be like a chess game. But then also I do know, but one thing about Vic Fangio is that he know how to manipulate stuff. Like when it comes and defensively, he's a master manipulator. And so it's like it's like they gonna be going back and forth. That's why it's like a up and down situation. Like it could work out. It could he could turn the defense upside down and turn into like one of the best defense in the NFC, or it could be just you know solid. It's a solid defense. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know, there's no doubt in my mind that Christian Parker, uh, not first of all deserved deserved the gig, but it's like you gotta understand, that this is first time doing this, it's first time calling plays, and like you just made the example with Sean Mannion as well. You know what I mean? And so, um, yeah, it's definitely a huge question mark. I don't like we don't even know if he gonna be. I don't even know that he got his own staff like around him or something like that that will help him guide through certain stuff. I
Mm.
don't really know about that because I don't really dive into Dallas, which I'm going to dive into more Dallas stuff. But yeah, though, but you know what I mean. Does he have like a personnel, like an older type guy that will help him, with different plays and stuff like that? I'm looking forward to see that. Or is he going to do it by himself? You know what I mean? You know, because coaches like that, they're confident of doing it by himself, call plays by himself. So we're gonna see if he actually ready for that challenge. But it's definitely it's a high risk. But you know how people say a high risk, high reward. Well, in this case, it's a high risk. We don't know reward. You feel me? So it could be high or low. So that's kind of like you know, it's kind of like it's basically a gamble. You know what I mean? It's basically a gamble. Um, well, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to be a good defense, but it's all about how Christian Parker is going to take them.
Yeah, I mean,
So
we'll
in a
see.
way that they can, in a way that they can reach their full potential, you know, like 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 on paper, hands down, that they could be a dangerous team, a dangerous defense. But then, like I said before, you know, Christian Parker can do his job.